Hey there, my name is Marisa Berkeley, and I'm from Love One, a prevention-focused counter-human trafficking group. And this month we've been talking about child abuse prevention. We've been talking about the power and safety of good questions, and then how to listen with our whole body. And to follow up with that theme, this is the last installment for this month. I want to touch on what can happen sometimes when we are good listeners and when we are approachable, and sometimes people will share things with us that are really difficult to hear. While many of us, I believe, are familiar with the term trauma and what that means, I want to introduce this idea of secondary trauma. Secondary trauma is when, through listening to the stories of someone else who has gone through trauma, and many times when we hear stories over and over again, maybe not the same story, but different stories over and over again, it can cause a traumatic response in our bodies and minds, just like as if we had experienced it ourselves. And the U.S. Department of Education made this resource a few years ago, and I just want to highlight it today. But it's basically from the view of educators, because I don't know if you guys know this, if you're a teacher and educator, you are in a particularly challenging position to experience secondhand trauma because of the incredible work that you're doing day in and day out. And we love you and we appreciate you so much. But it puts you potentially in a vulnerable situation and can affect your interpersonal relationships and your family relationships and the relationship with yourself because of the things that you deal with. So a few years ago, the U.S. Department of Education put together a packet called Secondary Traumatic Stress and Self-Care. And it has tools in it, it has assessments, it has tests and ideas on how to mitigate secondary trauma in the classroom setting and in the education space. I won't go through all the symptoms. I'm not a therapist, so I can't tell you, what that's going to look like for you. And I will tell you that from my experience, when I first found out about secondary trauma and really understood what it was, I was in a class and I realized that I had been dealing with these symptoms for years and that it had a really negative impact on my life. And so I'm hoping for you, especially if you're new to the education world or a new teacher, that knowing this information can help you have longevity and greater impact in your sphere, because you're important and the work that you're doing really matters and we need you to do it. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. This handout, the link will be on our link tree as usual. And I want you to know that today is a great day to love the one in front of you. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.